Hey guys and gals, Bob LaChance, Chris the Drummer Bowles from this week's Pre-Foreclosure Daily Grind Tip of the Week. We actually have 3 tips this week, and we're just going to hammer it in and get right to it, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Chris had a great weekend. He had a couple of gigs, right, drumming?
Yeah.
So that was a good weekend for you, right?
Yeah, we had fun doing it,
my kid's baptism, that was pretty fun too. But anyway, 3 tips. Saxon / Hillbridge, who does their loss mitigation for them. We're going to go over how to dispute a value and win. Chris has got a good story we're going on right now. Reconciliation departments, which big lenders have them and what to look for. And finally, Ocwen. Okay, they've been kicking us around, demanding they're saying they only allow 4% commissions. Okay, and we're going to show you how a buddy right in our backyard got 6% commissions. Okay, approved on the HUD and approved in management within Ocwen. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to go over those 3 things. Number 1, we're going to go over a story with Hillbridge right now, which is also Saxon Mortgage.
Yeah.
Okay, so elaborate on the deal we got going on right now in Hamden. Yeah, it's in Hamden.
Down in Hamden. We have a property where the current offer we have is 140. The BPO for Saxon / Hillbridge came in at 165. And basically, here's a property where there's one of the comps on this thing is a move-in condition house.
Yeah.
Move-in condition house that just closed for 165. Our property needs a good 20-25 grand of work. So, therefore, obviously, as you do the math, 140 is a pretty reasonable price. So, bank came back, wanted 165.
Which is obviously what their BPO came back at, which
Right.
they typically do. They're going to come back with their counter offer. That's what Saxon does all the time at what that BPO number comes back at.
Right.
So let's just be clear on that. And the net that we had going to them was just a little too low for their investor guidelines. Okay, so that's the reason why they're countering at that number,
Right.
and which they do anyway.
Right. So basically, I mean, I had a conversation, explained to the negotiator that 165 is just not a reasonable price, and basically asked, what can we do to further verify the 140 as a reasonable, as a market offer. And he basically was, he told me, he just said, well, you can dispute the value, send in repair estimates and comps and other information, color pictures if you have them, to officially dispute the value.
So they have within their own organization, what they do is they flag that account as being under dispute.
Right.
Okay, so that's a huge tip. Not every company does this, but they do that.
Right.
So as soon as you dispute it and you send in, if you need extra pictures, if the BPO agent didn't take pictures of the mold that's in the basement or in the attic, whatever, you could send those in there along with repair estimates, so on and so forth.
Right. And then it goes to the reconciliation department, which, as we said in the beginning, is they, along with a couple of other big lenders, have reconciliation departments for this very reason.
And that's going to roll in at tip number 2. A couple of them that have reconciliation departments, Chris?
Yeah, we got Chase and Bank of America are the other huge companies out there, which when you say, Chase and you say Bank of America, you're kind of also really saying, Chase and
5 or 6
and
others that
EMC
they got
and
swallowed up.
WAMU and Countrywide and all those lenders, they're all under that umbrella. So, all those lenders have reconciliation departments, for this very purpose.
Yeah, so that's a good takeaway right there. And then let's go into the last one, Ocwen. We talked about this, I believe it was last week or the week before.
Yeah.
Ocwen, what they're doing now is they're coming back and trying to cut commissions down to 4%. Okay. However, even this is when they're in second position.
And the first is a Fannie Mae loan that's,
Allowing 6. And that's the story we're going to go over right now. Our buddy Sean in our backyard, Sean Wilder. Kick butt. He's unbelievable what he does. And he just beat one up. He just beat Ocwen at their own game. A little unique situation here, okay, where Fannie Mae, there was a first mortgage was owned by Fannie Mae. They allowed 6%. Ocwen was in second position, and they basically said, no, we want to cut it down to 5, I think it was 5% in this one. They weren't squeezing for 4. It was 5%. Okay, so what happened was Sean got the first to give the second about 9% net. Okay, so they wanted 10% in their pocket. So what Sean did, he made a deal with the agents. He said, listen, you give them 6% and the agents will pay you the remainder. I think it was like $550 remainder. So what happened was Ocwen submitted this to their management because they got the net that they wanted to. Okay, and the short sale acceptance letter came back at the approved number that they wanted to get at. So He got them well over 5%, which is good. Which that's what we were asking everyone last week, and we got some great feedback.
Yep.
So that's the way you beat up Ocwen. Okay, make sure you come in at the net that they want to net, and they'll pay your commissions, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Just
There you go.
pay them enough money, and they'll usually be more inclined.
It's
to,
funny how that works,
Yeah.
isn't it? So anyway, guys and gals, Bob LaChance, Chris the Drummer Bowes. Again, check out ManageMyShortSale.com. That's our online short sale management and loan modification tool. It's got a back-end training program. It's killer, second to none out there. But anyway, this week's pre-foreclosure tip of the week, Chris the Drummer Bowes, Bob LaChance. See you guys next week.